guys, let's listen what this young lady has to say today. And it's my honor to introduce her. She's one of the most amazing people that we know. What's the cool thing about her, though, is she always talks from right here. Always talks from right here. Anytime she's ever given us any words of wisdom, any instruction, everything's from her heart. Shoot, we were going on funny yesterday. Her and Rose were kind of going over some things. Hopefully it's what she's talking about today, but she put so much heart into this that yesterday it brought her to tears. So that's what you get when you get someone like this who's willing to put herself out there to grow herself, because it's growing us, and have that much emotion in it. You can't go wrong. And I couldn't be more proud of her with what she's doing and in her business and the leader she's becoming. And it's just an honor. It's an honor to have her. I'm glad she's on my team. And I'm not glad. I'm actually honored and I'm blessed. We love her to death. But guys, get a pen and paper out. Listen, because she's going to give you words of wisdom. And let's take it and let's put it to action. And with that being said, Miss Evelyn Phipps.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introductory. And thank you, Mr. Thomas, wherever you are, for putting this platform. Because without this, none of us would be where we're at. Because trust me, the years he has done this is, I mean, I can remember before the pandemic, it was just a phone call. We just got on a phone call and we listened to him for a good hour. And then he started incorporating other leaders like James Adlin, other people that we are fortunate to hear from. And then the pandemic happened. And thank the Lord, we discovered Zoom and he started doing that. So I'm so thankful for everything he has done and for what the Kings have poured into me, because I'm telling you, you guys, I am the person I am today because of them, Mr. Thomas, and the Lord upstairs. Okay, so let's get started. I don't want to start crying. If it's okay, I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm going to be real with you, and I'm going to take you on a journey. And it's my journey, because there's things that people don't know, and I'm going to tell you. Okay. Before I got started in this business, a dear friend of mine just got started in ACN, and she was constantly trying to get me to see this business. I was extremely busy. I mean, we all say we're busy. We've heard everybody's story, but I mean, I was so busy. My husband had just had back surgery and he was laid up and he was not going to be able to work for at least over a year or so. And if everybody knows, in today's world, you need two incomes. I was working, my professional job, but it just wasn't enough, not to live the lifestyle we were living. And we were not living above our means. It's just when one income goes away, it puts a strain. It really does. So I kind of mentioned that to my girlfriend. And I said, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to probably have to go look for another job, a part-time job, just to bring the income in. And by that time, we had teenagers. And so everybody knows how that is. Sports, all that. It was pretty crazy. My husband said, I don't want their lives to change because ours are. He says, if we can, let's continue to let them do their travel league, do this, do that, get involved. And I was the team mom on that travel league. So I was extremely busy. I was working a full-time job, doing all the hours I could as a supervisor, cooking, cleaning, doing everything. He could not do nothing. He had just had back surgery. So I was extremely stressed. And then taking them to practice, coming home late, the whole situation. There's a lot of you out there that have probably experienced this or are doing that now. Okay, so So my friend was so persistent. She just kept on and on. Evelyn, I need you to see this. I need you to see this. She kept inviting me to events. And I go, you know what? I'm so sorry. I'm busy. I really am. I'm so busy. It's not even, there's no time. And she goes, well, how about this weekend? I go, weekends are gone. We're traveling here. We're traveling there to games. You know, it's gone. Well, how about this? How about, no, I'm busy. She persisted, I want to say a good 3 months or longer. And she kept calling me to the fact where I stopped answering the phone. You know, you could see who's calling. And so I stopped answering the phone, and not to be rude or mean, but I couldn't see whatever it was she was trying to get me to see. Okay. Eventually, she would not stop. She just kept on and on and on. So eventually I said, okay, I've got this window of time because I'm going to an appointment, and then I can meet you. Because she would mail me, back then we had DVDs. She would mail me the DVD to see the presentation. And I still would not see it. I go, there's no time. There's no time. I don't have time for TV. By the time I come home from practice and this and that, I am so exhausted, you know, I would get up at 3, 4 in the morning to do my work, and then get them ready to go to school, do, you know, this and that. And then with my husband laid up, I actually had to do everything. I mowed the lawn, did all that. So come to find out, I finally said, I got to get her off my back. I'm going to see this. I put the DVD in, me and my husband, and he said, this is interesting. I go, yeah, it is. It's not at all what I thought. And he looked at me and he said, well, it's up to you if you want to do this. And I said, well, what do you think? I go, well, we can make money. I mean, come on, you guys. They're the services that we use every day. I said, if nothing else, I need to get some of that back. We had 4 cell phones in the household, plus a home phone, internet, all that. We had all that, you guys. I even had security out of my house. So I was well equipped to start making money on my own self. So I called her up, told her, yes, I did see the video. What did you think? I go, she said, did you make sure Jay saw it? I go, yeah, he saw it. He said I could do it as long as I wanted to do it, but he was going to be too busy when work started. But he told me it's going to take time. It's not going to happen like that, you guys. So I was well aware of that. So I said, okay, I'll do it. So I finally got in after like 4 months that she showed me the business. I said, okay, what do I need to do? And both her and her sister said, we need to get you some services. Back then, the services were different, or we didn't have as many, plus we didn't need as many. So as soon as they told me you need at least 20 points to get qualified, boom, I had that in a matter of a couple hours. Because remember, I had 4 cell phones. I had internet. I had TV. I had security already. Even though back then it was ADT that we were using, not Vivint, I was willing to switch. Because if I'm going to make money on my services, I need to make them on all of them. I need to know that this is going to work for me. So going along, doing all this, I learned more things, prospecting, inviting, doing PBRs, things like that. One of the young gentlemen that was on my team brought in a young gentleman. And just by talking to him, I knew he was a go-getter. I know we all say we're go-getters and we're going to kill it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. This guy really did. He was a young 18 and a half, maybe 19-year-old, and he tore it up. He did so much for my business. He bypassed me, you guys. I was an ETL. He went, back then we had TC. He bypassed me and was TC within a matter of 13 months, I believe. And he was working diligently. He had almost all of Fresno State, which is a university here in Fresno, pretty much involved and doing the business. So did my business grow? Yes. We had an ace and he was just taking off. He was taking off so much that I needed help. I said, I can't do this by myself. Well, this is the beauty of the business. We do have help. We have our leaders and things like that. But it got to the point that I even asked one of my leaders, the gal that introduced me, because we were doing all the PBRs going all over. We had a lot of fun. We were coming home at midnight because we had so many PBRs we were doing, but we were signing people up, you guys. So that is how it's supposed to work, right? But he always was, okay, what next? What next? What can I do? Blah, blah. I didn't know. I didn't trust myself, you guys. I felt like I can't lead this guy. He's bypassed me. So, and that's the beauty of this business. If you're going to do this business and you do something like that, you should reap the benefits, not somebody who's not doing it like you. Remember, I was extremely busy. I had children, I had this, I had that. I'm cooking, doing all, I couldn't do all the things that he was doing, but I could help. So I reached out to our upline, way upline, the RD up there. And I asked her for a favor. I said, look, I got this young guy. And she goes, yeah, we're seeing that. We're seeing the downline. It's just tearing up. And everybody's making money. And I said, but I don't know where else to take him. I didn't trust myself, you guys, to be honest. I said, can you help me and lead him now? Because I've done all I can. I've trained him how to do this, how to do that. I need your help. So they said, sure. And they took over. They took over, okay? So after that happened, going forward, he was always coming to me, telling me, Mrs. Phipps, Evelyn, we need you to get to this position. All the team people need you to get to this position. All my downline, everybody on the other downlines are all saying, we want to make sure it's attainable. We want to see her do it. So I knew I was going to have to step it up. You know how Mr. Thomas always says, it wasn't for me, it was for my team. He's absolutely correct, because it wasn't for me. I felt like I didn't want this. I don't want this recognition. I'm just a house mom, a housewife, a mom, a soccer mom, a baseball mom, or softball mom. I didn't think about this. I just wanted to make a few extra $100 to save my house, you guys. But it surpassed that. It got so big because of this young guy, that I was like a little scared, to be honest, because I'm not a speaker. If anybody out there knows me, I'm not. I'm just me. And everybody was telling me, come on, Mrs. Phipps, you can do it, you can do it. So I made the decision, you guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for my team. So that year I got really busy. We started recruiting. My leader, or the person who got me involved, was with me all the time by my side. We started venturing out to small towns. We went to the coast, which is about 2.5 hours from where I live, because we had people interested over there from different things that were going on. If you do this business right, it really works, because it's not about you. It's about who's in the business and who do they know and who do they know and who do they know, because it starts venturing all over. Before long, I'm getting people in Mexico in my business. I had not been to Mexico. I had with my family, but that was a vacation. Cabo San Lucas, not these other parts of Mexico. So I was getting people in my business that I didn't know, I didn't recruit or anything, but I had leaders that were stepping up and going and traveling and working with them, because they're the ones that got these people. So I knew I had to step it up. I really did. I said, I felt like I'm letting everybody down. So I worked really hard. I worked diligently. I was getting customers. I was, just 40 points away, doing this, doing that. And I finally hit it, you guys. I finally hit it. And lo and behold, if you were at my promotion, that room was full. Give me a minute. I never saw so many people in there. The gentleman that got those people from Mexico came down. He flew down. I had the Driscoll team come down. Carrie Roeder and her people came down. That room was packed wall to wall. There was people outside just to hear my testimony. So I did it. And then the next day, my team members were texting me. It was beautiful. It was this, it was that. I knew you could do it. And now I know I can do it. You guys, that was like the most beautiful feeling because everybody was right. They needed to see me do this. They needed to see that it was attainable for somebody that had no background. I've never done anything like this. It's always a workhorse. I've always been a strong workhorse. Always working, doing all that, being the last one to go to bed, the first one to get up, always working, but never did anything like this. So it was a big deal. So after that journey, still working, still doing things, eventually I want to say my best friend, because she is, and that got me in the business, slowly started tapering off. And I go, what do you mean you don't have time? What do you mean? You're the one that's always getting on me to do this. You're the one that's always saying, come on, you got time to do this. You got time to do that. What's happening? Well, like anything else, you guys, life gets in the way. It surely did for her. She was a single mom and she had met somebody. And so she was spending more time with him. And I get it. You know, you're dating or whatever, and this could be your potential forever one, right? But I was a little heartbroken because she started leaving me behind. Like she wasn't, some of our Saturday events, me and her always opened up the doors. We opened up, greeted the people. We were the greeters because we love meeting people and greeting and smiling and doing all the good things. And in this time it was just me because she didn't, and I would call her and text her and she goes, oh, well, we're doing this, we're doing that. I go, are you leaving me? Are you seriously leaving me? She goes, no, I'm not leaving you. I just can't do ACN like I was before. I says, why not? I go, why don't you just tell him what you're doing? She goes, well, we're doing things. We're going, you know, because she worked all during the week. So on the weekends, she was doing things with him. They were going out of town. They were doing this, doing that. So it kind of broke my heart, you guys. I had a real rude awakening. Like, okay, this lady or young girl that I've been working with diligently for all these years, who's been on me, is slowly leaving me. And I had to think about things. Am I going to be doing this on my own? Am I going to be going on my own? Because she's no longer coming with me? Because trust me, anytime we went anywhere, we did it as a pair. We went recruiting as a pair. We went traveling as a pair. We did everything as a pair. And so I felt very comfortable because I had my upline for say, one of my uplines for say. So I felt very comfortable. Yeah, we edify them, we do all this. But there is a time in life, especially in this business, where we got to take initiative for ourselves, okay? Where we have to step up. So I told myself, am I going to step away too because she's stepping away? And I think her upline called me and asked me, are you going to do the same thing that she's doing? Because, and I said, no, I'm not. Because I made a commitment that I was going to do this to the end. I actually tell people when they try to recruit me for other things, oh no, I'm so unrecruitable. Don't even talk to me about another business. I'm sure whatever you're selling is good, but I would never do it. I'm not going to sell or do anything because I'm just going to do what I'm doing because I believe in it so much. And people need this and use it every day. I don't have to rely on calling somebody, hey, you need more internet Or you need more TV next month? You need this? No, you guys, we have it so easy. So no, I said, I'm unrecruitable. And when my upline talked to me and said, okay, good, you're staying, right? And I said, I am. But I know there's something I need to do. I need to do more self-development because now I'm the one that's going to be doing the stepping up. I'm the one that's going to be empowering my team. I'm the one that's going to have to do that because I always relied on her. And to be honest, and I'm being very honest, I did rely on her. So much so that when we talk to my team or anything, because she's I'm her team. So when we talk to my team, I let her do most of the talking. And she tried to get me to step up and do things. I go, oh no, you're doing good. I just want to be in the background. I want to be hidden. I don't need I don't need any of that. But guess what? I had to do it now because she was no longer in the picture. She's still in ACN. I don't want to throw her under the bus, but she is a newlywed. They ended up getting married and she's a newlywed. So I understand that, but she's not, and she moved. She doesn't live directly here with me or in the town. She's like close to an hour away, not much, 45 minutes. But she doesn't do this business like she used to, like she empowered me to do. But that's okay, you guys, because life does get in the way. I know it did for me too. I've had a lot of bumps in the road, things with my mom when she was ill. I had to step it up and take care of her more. So I kind of backed off ACN a little. I mean, I'm still listening to everything, but was I implementing everything at the time? No, because my focus was my mom. And we all go through this. But I made a decision, you guys, that I'm going to step up. I just started reading more books. I went to my other upline, which were the Kings, and I asked to borrow some books. And then I started buying my own books. I have my own little library now of self-development books because I knew if I'm going to give anything to my team, I got to give them 100%. 100% of what I know. So I did a lot of self-development. I did a lot, and I'm just want to say that I feel, well, I know I'm a better person today. And I think I needed that, you guys. I needed that. I needed that push. Because I was the type of person, I didn't even want to talk at the events. They go, Evelyn, you've been in the business like 2-3 years. You've got to talk now. I go, nope, not going to do it. I'll just collect the money or sign in the people or whatever. Not going to do it. And you know how they got me to talk? They introduced me and I had no idea. They introduced me in the front and said, the next speaker is Mrs. Evelyn Phipps. And I'm in the background, what? And everybody's clapping and my team's like, oh, good, we're gonna hear you talk. And sometimes you need that, you guys, because I would have never done it, It was just crazy. It's almost like they know how to get me to do things. I'm a talker by nature, but I'm one of those that doesn't like to be in the center of attention or up in the stand or anything like that. So going through this journey, by the time when I get to SVP, I know I'm going to be fine. I know I am, because I've been doing a lot of talking. I've been doing so much talking. So I don't think at that time it's going to bother. I'm going to be so joyful for everything I've learned. So if you're taking notes, you guys, let's kind of go back. And here's what I want you to get out of this. Number one, never give up on people. And I mean, never. My friend never gave up on me. She never did. She said, I know Evelyn will be good. I know it because she's so good with people. She's a supervisor. She does this, she does that. She's She's a soccer mom. She's a softball mom. She does so much. She will be good. And so she didn't give up on me, even though I kept telling her, no, I don't have time. I can't see this. I can't. She was so persistent. I mean, I told you, I stopped answering the phone. So what does she do? She mails it to me. I get this package. She didn't put her name on it. It just said my name. And it was in a manila envelope. And I go, oh, it's something. So I open it and I look at it. What is this? And it said, put me in. She didn't say who it was from, just put me in the DVD. So I put it in. That's how I saw it, you guys. I put it in my DVD and I saw it. Oh, darn her. She got me. But guess what? I was intrigued. I was intrigued. I started listening and I watched it to the full. It was like not even 8 minutes back then. I can't even remember, but so intrigued that I called my husband. So you sit down. I want you to see this. So what I'm saying is, when you know, like your friends, you got to be persistent. Follow up. Don't let them get through the cracks. Don't let them get through the cracks, because she made sure I didn't get through the cracks. Okay. Number 2, don't limit yourself like I did. I limit myself. I thought I wasn't good enough to take this young man any further, when I had already taken him to a level above mine. I was the one who did that because I worked with him every single day. Whenever he got out of college, I said, I'm going with you. He goes, I got this. Like in 2 weeks, he goes, I got this. I go, nope, not going to let you do it by yourself. Well, I'm just going to go get customers from my neighbor. I go, I'm going to go with you because I want to make sure you're saying the right things. So, I mean, I was with him all the time. He started practicing and practicing, and he was ready to do his own PBRs. But he had so many that he did one here. Me and my friend, my mentor, did one in another town, and I had the Kings involved in another town. There's 3 or 4 PBRs going on, and we knew we couldn't do them all because we had to drive, like 30 minutes here, 40 minutes there, Merced, Modesto, things like that. And that takes a while. We didn't have Zoom. So we all had to pitch in. But I was limiting myself. And I really was, because I had asked somebody else to take him where he needs to go. And they go, well, okay, we'll do it. But I had already done that, you guys. I was limiting myself. Number 3, move your business to the next level. Always going forward. Don't limit yourself, you guys. I stopped when I knew I was close to TC because I was afraid. Afraid of what? My team members told me, you're afraid of everything you say you don't want to do, and you're doing it anyway. I go, what do you mean? They go, you didn't want to do PBRs. You didn't want to talk to people. You didn't want to do this. You didn't want to do that. You're doing it anyway. I go, oh yeah, okay. So I had no more excuses, you guys. And they kept telling me, Evelyn, you got this. Just do it. Don't. So I did. So you guys, when you know you can get to the next level, do it. I talk to so many people. There's so many points away, and encourage them. Empower them. Let them know you can do this. You're only so many customers away. You can do this. I, at the time, didn't know that I needed to learn this. I got it now, because when my team says, I want this, I want that, I go, awesome. How can I help? What can I do to help you? Let's do it. Let's go together, Number 4, if you're taking notes, don't be codependent. Remember, when my friend stepped away, it was hard. It was hard because I honestly thought I was going to quit. And then I had a reflection that night. I had to, how we say we pray about it? I thought about it and I go, well, wait a minute. And then my husband even said this. So every time somebody quits, you're going to quit. I go, that sounds stupid, huh? And he goes, yeah, I've never known you to be like that. And I thought about it and I go, you're right. I said, I'm going to do this business because I needed this to work, to save my house, to help my husband, to help my daughter when she was going to college, help her room and board. So I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. So when then I told the Kings, I'm not quitting, they go, okay, well, here's what we need you to do. We need you to start doing this. And I go, oh my gosh, that's going to entail a lot more work for me. Okay, what does that mean? That means in order for me to get better, I was going to have to do more self-development, more, daily. And I said, well, why can't I do that? I'm home. I'm retired now. Why can't I do that? So I started doing it, you guys, until I changed, until I became a better person, the person that I was meant to be. So those are like the bullet points I wanted to bring out. Number 5, and the last one, make a decision, you guys. We're in this for a reason. We are called independent business owners. And I know there's a lot of you out there, because I was one of them, that are stagnant, that kind of, yeah, we're on all the calls, but are we really doing the business? You need to get deep and down and ugly on yourself and ask yourself, are you really doing the business? Because just listening to all these empowering things that we get from Mr. Thomas and all the trainings that we get on Zoom is not doing the business. You've got to ask yourself, are you really doing the business? Before I close, let me leave you with this. I went to the store the other day. I went to Macy's, okay? Because I ordered something online and I went to go pick it up. And I went right after I went from the gym, because I go, if I don't go, it won't happen. And I was in my gym attire, hair up, a mess, probably a little sweaty. I said, who's going to see me? Who's going to see me? I'm going to go through the back way. There's a little door, and that's where the online is. I'm not going to go through the front way where I start shopping. So I'm in line and I'm getting my package. It was there. And I'm walking out, and it was a young lady there, probably about my age or a little younger. And she was very pleasant, very nice, very sweet. I'm walking out, and then it dawned on me, she's got a good personality. I need to pique her. So I'm walking out like this. I go, thank you. And there's a line of people. There's a line of people to get their packages. I sit back and, oh, excuse me a minute, ma'am. She goes, yeah. And I go, is this Macy's closing? And she goes, no, why? And I go, well, it was on the news the other day that Macy's is closing so many stores, and California was a big one. She goes, oh my God, I didn't know that. I go, yeah. She goes, I hope not. I go, I hope not either. I buy my blouses and I come here and buy things online all the time. This is one of my favorite stores. She says, I didn't know that. She goes, I hope not, because then I don't have an income. I go, oh, you poor thing. I go, well, do me a favor. I know somebody who knows somebody. Give me your name and number and I'll have her call you. Honest? I said, yes. She goes, okay. She goes to the register, and the cash register has the receipt. She pulls it up, tears it off, starts writing her name, her number, and all this. Please have them call me, because if that's what's going to happen, I need to find something. I go, absolutely. I said, okay, well, have a blessed day. I got to go. But it was the reason I did that, you guys, to show you how easy it was. I was a total mess. Gym attire on, and when I go to the gym, I'm not matching. I don't care. I'm not in foo-foo clothes or anything like that. I'm in something, I don't even want to explain it, because it kind of looks like it's a mess. The Kings know, because I've gone to their house looking like that. Anyway, that's how I looked, and I didn't care. I left out with a number when I wasn't even trying. Does that make sense? It was like a last minute thing. I went over there just to get what I ordered. So it's not that hard, you guys. Take it from me. It is not that hard. Remember, it's all about complimenting or things. I happen to remember Macy's. I think it came online or something, you know, on Facebook or something, all those ads, was closing more stores because, you know, they're not doing very good. Go figure. Everybody's ordering online. So because of that, I brought that in and I got another number. So you guys, I hope this is helping somebody because it's the honest to God truth. My journey needed to happen for me to step up. So Mr. King, that's all I got.